Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So the last one I made, which was quite a while ago I must admit, I featured a special build that was using the 100% cooldown reduction trick. And since there was not a lot of explanation, it was mainly a video I made for fun, some people asked me if I could eventually try and give more explanation on how to reach the 100% cooldown reduction threshold. And I'll definitely try and give you an explanation to some degree. So the thing with cooldown reduction is obviously the more you have cooldown reduction, the less time your spells will take to be up again. And in outward it's quite powerful, but it has more than one downside I'll talk about later. So the first thing we need to have is, well, pieces of armor that already have cooldown reduction on. And so for this, I use some of the pieces that have the most cooldown reduction on, which are the Shadowkazite Light Boots, we have 5%, and the Shadowkazite Light Armor with another 10%, and the Scholar Circlet, who has 15%. So that in itself is not that much, it's only 30% if my math is right. So we need way more than that. So in order to increase that, we are going to enchant, first of all, the Scholar Circlet with Arcane Unison, which is an enchantment and gives us an extra 5%, which gives us the 35%. And then all the rest is basically in passives. So we have this passive, which is the one you get from the Harmathan Antique Plateau main quest line. And it gives you, as you can see, 10%, which gives us a 45%. And then the rest is mostly from buffs. So I'll talk a little bit later about something else. So temporary buffs. The most obvious one is this one. I don't remember how much exactly it gives you. I'll talk about it a bit later. First of all, we have the Spike Alertness Potion. So one of the passives, so I don't usually use the Speedster Skill Tree that much because it's, although it's very powerful, it's also is very risky. It's a high risk, high reward gameplay, which I don't like that much. It has some interesting things, and this passive called Daredevil, and which reduces all skill cooldowns by 10% per alertness levels. So there are multiple ways to get alertness. The main one, which is encouraged by the skill tree, is to use the little skill I have on my number 2, which is Probe, which basically is, it's a basic attack, with always the same speed, and in which the animation changes depending on what stack of alertness you are at. This is with 0 stacks, and if you hit an enemy, your alertness will rise by 1 level. But if you get hit, it will also get down by 1 level. And the idea is to reach the maximum, which is 4. And as you can see with the passive I was talking about earlier, this one, if we actually have 4 stacks of alertness, we will gain basically 40% more cooldown reduction, which will bring us to something like 85. And we're at 85, and then we can drink this, and which will also increase our cooldown reduction. And to top it off, there's an enchantment on this weapon, which gives us another 10%. And with all these buffs combined, we can actually reach this 100% cooldown reduction. So there's a few things I'm going to talk about, and first I'm going to demonstrate it. So right now, if I use one of my skills, which is the most common one, is this one. You can see already that it does recharge relatively fast. Why? Because I have no buffs on, but I have these. With all this, it's 30% plus an extra 35, plus this on, which is at 45, and then a passive there that gives us 10%, so we're at 55%. So 55% already something that recharges pretty well. Then we use this one, which will increase our thing, and these potions give us 2 alertness level stacks, So we get another something like 50%, and then we're at 100 right now. So if I use it, as you can see, there's no cooldown. I can reuse it immediately. It does not even gray out. Now, I don't think this is necessarily the most optimized version of the build, because though it is fun, there is a little problem with it. When you use skills, any skill in the game, it is going to consume some durability of your weapon. Not necessarily this one, but simply hitting things is going to reduce the durability of a weapon. And, well, if you spam skills, the durability might run out pretty fast. So we have some alternatives, because this is a staff. It has 350 durability, which is not bad at all. It has 33 base damage. Some alternatives we have is, for example, the Masterpiece Halberd. It has more damage, more durability, and also it increases the power of weapon skills, which obviously we are using right now. For example, if you want to spam the Moonswipe like I do, this is probably not a bad alternative. But there's and obviously you enchant it with Whiplash, because it increases physical damage. But, well, if I do this, I am not at the maximum cooldown reduction anymore. And you see, if I use it, it is still very fast, but I can't spam it at all. Another alternative is linked to the durability problem I was talking about earlier. This weapon, though it has more durability than the staff, it is not infinite either. So we have another option, which is to use, well, the Tsar Halberd. Same, no changes in the cooldown compared to the Masterpiece Halberd. And since it does have a very high physical damage base, we can do quite a lot of damage. Especially since, well, the Shadowkazite set does have one of the best enchantments in the game, which is Assassin, which on the chest gives us 10% bonus damage, physical, and 10% impact. And it's the same for these, but it's a little bit less since it's boots. So we are going to do quite a bit of physical damage, which is at 77. And if I use this one, I'm probably a bit less at 65. So overall, I think it depends on what you want, because obviously Tsar weapons do not have durability. So you can, well, literally spam this infinitely as long as you have some stamina. One thing I want to talk about when it comes to the infinite durability is that there are other builds, and if you think about 100% durability, most of the time it's going to be using the Halberd. Why? Because out of all the weapon skills that we have at our disposal, well, Moonswipe is definitely one of the most powerful when it comes to no cooldown. Reason is, well, it does high base damage, but if you look at it, double attack that deal high damage, and that increases in power if you have the Rage or Discipline boons, and these do stack. So if I use this and this, the damage output of a Moonswipe that I can literally spam, since I don't have any durability problem, is just, well, insane. The amount of damage you can do is pretty high. Now, something you need to know when it comes to the speedster thing is, well, that when your alertness level is high, well, you take more damage, and so it should be a problem. But remember one thing, we have very high cooldown reduction, which means that the parry skills also have do come up pretty fast. So it's even more impressive when I use this one, because obviously parry skills are instant if you use the staff. So obviously you have less damage, but, well, you can constantly parry skills without doing anything. Well, I lost the energize boost, so it's going down. So this is all I can say to actually help you try and see if you want to replicate this build. I should probably have put that at the end of the previous video, so I'm sorry if you have to watch the second one. This is cut into 2 parts. I hope you'll have a lot of fun with this build, because this is quite powerful. I wouldn't say it's the most powerful thing in the game, but it is very, very strong, and it's also probably one of the funniest things ever. Like, spamming skills like this is quite ridiculous. Oh, there's some bandits. Let's have some fun. Like, if you look at this, this is one of the dumbest shit ever. So as you can see, it does quite a lot of damage. It's not the most damaging thing in the game, but it's pretty strong. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this little guide useful in a way, at least. And well, I'll see you again in a new video. Bye.